Hello there folks, Nathan here, hope you're all well. Welcome back to another review, and apologies for it being so long. I've been saving up my pennies for Benidorm because in 18 weeks from now I fly to Benidorm on holiday, and in a couple of weeks for my birthday I'm going to Southend-on-Sea for a couple of days. So I've really needed to save my pennies, but I've managed to scrape some money together to get a couple of things to review, and this is one of them. Now you're probably face palming the screen going, you said you wasn't going to do this. I couldn't resist. We've done all three AEROs in the past. I've had to, for your viewing pleasure, review this one, which is the original. And yes, I have established before, it's probably my least favourite one. But I thought, go on, it's been a while since I've had one, so let's give it a go and see what it's like. So I'm not going to babble on too much in these reviews because I've done it in the past, and quite frankly, I've probably just bored you all to death. And you probably haven't sat down and watched one of my reviews all the way through because I just talk absolute rubbish. So let's get straight into it. This is an original AERO. It's a sharing block size, which is handy because I've got my friend Mark coming to Ashwood a little later on for a couple of hours just to have a chill with me, so I can share it with him after we've done some tasting, of course. So, it's a Nestle product, which obviously all AERO is. AERO, Kit Kat, Toffee Crisp, Milky Bar, I believe. Might be wrong. Lots of things. Smarties, there, product of Nestle. Lot of Nestle things, but I have established in the past that I'm not a big fan of Nestle chocolate. I mean, I'll have it when I want to, or have to, but it wouldn't be my first choice. So let's have a look at the front of the bar, so you can see all these lovely big brown bubbles here. There's a Nestle Cocoa Plan logo there. AERO written in big. Look at all the bubbles coming out of the O there, look. Bargain, £1. Feel the bubbles, it says in that corner. And there you have the usual sugar, salt, the fats, sort of, you know, all your usual. Flipping round to the back then, nothing on the side, very plain bar. But unfortunately it can't fly, so I don't know how it's a plain bar. Did you get that joke? There's all your ingredients, nutritional facts, information, product of Nestle. There's a picture of what one little bubble contains. 4 pieces equals one serving. Barcode. Just lift up this little flat bit here, and again there's the Nestle Cocoa Plan. That probably tells you a little bit about it. I'm not too sure what it is actually, whether it's something to do with cocoa farmers or in a way to help them with growing cocoa beans. I'm not too sure. Help me out in the comments if you know anything about it. I'd love to find out. I've really done my research, can you tell? There is a picture of one of the bubbles, and look at that, very bubbly. Enjoy a moment of bubbly pleasure. Hashtag let go. Oh, and there's a sell by date or whatever along there. Don't forget to recycle, kids. Oh, it's suitable for vegetarians as well. That's a good little thing to point out. Didn't spot that there, the little V. Suitable for vegetarians. So I personally think that there's nothing else to do now but just get it open and have a look. Now I've got to try and learn to do this properly. Now what I think you do is you tear... Oh God, I've done it again. This has happened in every single bloody bar that I've done of AERO. I'll try and tear it. There we go. Tear straight down like that. There we go. And then, sorry I'm not doing this on camera, but it'll just fall. It'll just fall on the floor if I try and hold it up. Just going to open it out like this. So I can save the wrapper, because obviously I'm not going to eat it all. I'll have to do this quick because I think it's starting to melt. Let's pan down, and there you have your AERO. So it's exactly this. So I'm not going to explain it in detail because you've seen them before. Seven rows of 4 bubbles. Going horizontally or vertically, you've got 4 rows of 7 bubbles. So it's like 7 by 4 plus 4 by 7. So that's sort of like your length and width. So 7 by 4 portrait, 4 by 7 landscape. So just to clarify, portrait is like that, landscape like that. So there you've got 4 by 7, 7 by 4. I'm on about the bubbles. So just once more, portrait, you've got 4 rows by 7 bubbles on each. Landscape, you've got 7 rows of 4 bubbles each. Decent size for sharing. Just going to have it slanted like that just to try and keep the foil from folding over. Getting all chocolate on me now, so I think we better start with the tasting. Now I'll tell you the truth, folks, I'm not really looking forward to this because I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest. But for your viewing pleasure, I said that I would try it. Well, I didn't. I was just at the shop today and I saw it and I was like, well, I've done the mint, I've done the orange, I've done the vanilla. Oh, I suppose I better do the original. So I'm doing the original for you now. So what I think we're going to do, I'm going to try and break it in half. So what I'll do to accurately break it, I'll break it like that into two rows. So here's the consistency check. So how does it break? Oops, it's broke the wrong way. All right, back to square one then. We'll do it that way. So it broke pretty easy, but it didn't break in the way that I wanted to. I wanted it to break in half like that, long ways, but instead it's broken in half like that. Well, it hasn't actually broken in half. That was an inadequate break there. So it didn't exactly break as well, sorry, as I wanted to. So I'm just going to break a little bit more off. Here is a consistency test then. So let's break it again. Had to give it a little bit of force, but it come away nice and freely there. So here we go. I'm going to eat this part now. Now you don't want to look at me eating, so I'll pan down and show you the chocolate once more. There you are. For those of you who don't like the sounds of eating, adjust your volume now. actually, that's not too bad. Maybe they've improved the recipe. I can still tell it's Nestle chocolate. It's not very sweet. It's creamy, but it's not sweet. It's not like Cadbury chocolate or Mars chocolate. I think Mars chocolate's probably my favourite. So, you know, like your Mars bar, your Maltesers, you know, the chocolate that's on that. Maltesers is probably the best example I can give you. Like the chocolate on a Malteser is to die for. I just love that chocolate. But it's not. This isn't as sweet as that. Now, the recipe seems to have been improved, or maybe it's just like my palate developing as I've gone older, because your palate does change when you get older. You might not like something as a kid, and then when you grow up, you end up loving it, or the other way around. So it might have just been I wasn't a fan when I was younger, but now that I'm older, I've actually quite liked it. It's still not my favourite. I think my favourite one's got to be the mint one, because as I've established before, I just love mint. Like mint chocolate biscuits, mints in themselves, you know, like Polos, soft mints, all that kind of stuff. Mint chocolate, I just love it. I think chocolate and mint just go together so well. So obviously the Mint AERO was by far. I remember when the Mint AERO first come out, and oh my God, I pestered me mum and dad for weeks to buy me one. And when they eventually did, I just fell in love with it straight away, because I've just loved mint ever since I was young, and I still do. So that's probably my favourite one. I'm not saying that this isn't nice, but it's not my favourite. So let's have a look close up. Let's see if we can see some of those bubbles. If it will focus. You can see it all in there, look. Oops. I'll eat that because it's going to melt. Not overly sweet, which is the same with all AERO products, which is always good. It's not overly sweet. Again, it's one of those things that if I was given it, I'd have it, but it wouldn't be something that I would buy out of choice. I mean, the only reason I bought it today was because I was like, well, I'll make a video on it and it might not be as bad. So, scoring system then. I do this for all food reviews. I don't do it for my drink reviews. Well, I'm not sure I do. I'd have to go back and check. But as far as I'm aware, I only do it for food reviews. So my scoring system is out of 5. So 1 being absolutely horrible, never buy it again. 5, best thing ever, definitely buy it again. I'm going to be fair. I'm going to give this a very fair 3 out of 5. I believe that the vanilla one got a 3, the mint got a 5, and the orange got a 4, I believe. I might be wrong. But I can't be mean and give it a very low score. So I'm going to be fair and give it a 3. Alright, I'll give it a 2. And I'll tell you why. I will give it a 2 out of 5, basically because it's something that I would not buy through choice. I would only have it if someone bought it for me or offered it to me or gave it to me. So for that reason, I'll give it a 2 out of 5. I'm not saying I'd never have it in my life, but it's not something that I would buy. And it's not because I think it's crap or rubbish. It's just I'm not a huge fan. So I'm afraid it's going to have to be a 2. So there's 4 different kinds of AEROs, and they've got a 2, 3, 4 and a 5. So that's the scoring system over. So can't really say anything to conclude the I was about to say interview then. Review. Good consistency. Breaks very nicely. Although it didn't break exactly as I wanted it to, which was a little bit of a disappointment. Good consistency, good texture, good taste. Good size for sharing, obviously. I'm not going to eat this all myself. As I said, I'll share it with Mark. Or I'll share it with Ashwood. I'll share it with someone because I'm not going to eat the rest of it. So, thank you for watching. Don't forget to give this video a like. Leave a comment in the comment section. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. And until the next video, I will see you very soon.